Hello, year 12 students. Stay safe. Today's lesson is a writing lesson. We're going to talk about discursive essays. We're going to focus mainly on for and against essays and how to write a for and against essay. So before we start, I'd like to ask a question. Or actually, these are the objectives for today. So we're going to point out the elements of for and against essays correctly, and we're going to write a for and against essay. Correct features. Actually, you're going to write it in a Google form. I'm going to attach a Google form and you need to write it and submit your assignment. So before we start, let me ask you, what are the features of formal writing? Because when you write an essay, of course, you need to write it in a formal style of writing. So can you please think of it? Yes. Actually, we've discussed this question so many times, and we know the features of formal writing. So we don't use short forms, but we use full forms. Now try to use complex sentences and compound complex sentences and linking words. Try to use passive voice and avoid using personal narrative like the pronoun I, for example. We do not express our feelings. We do not use figurative language or short forms or idioms. Try to use passive. Try to use academic vocabulary or formal words. So let's start with the elements of a for and against essays. We're going to have a look at this essay. This is an example of an essay. So how many paragraphs do we have here? It's a simple one, actually, not a long one, not the full version that we used to do, like 6 paragraphs. This one is only 4 paragraphs. So we have a title here, The Impact of Social Media on Mental Health. And we have 4 paragraphs. We have the introduction, 2 main body paragraphs, and a conclusion. I usually ask you to write 4 body paragraphs, 2 paragraphs for and 2 paragraphs against. But here we have only 1 paragraph for and 1 paragraph against. So what do you mean by for and against when you write an essay like that? Actually, you discuss the point of view or the topic from 2 points of views. Those people who are for and those people who are against this point or this opinion. So you discuss the point of view fairly without being with one of the sides. Even if you like one of the opinions or one of the sides, don't show that in your writing. You can express it only in the conclusion. You can mention your opinion in the conclusion, no problem. But what if you want to still balance? You can make something called balanced consideration in the conclusion, which is you're still balanced, you're still with one of the both sides. Okay, so this is the overview. This is how it looks like. So we need 6 paragraphs, but I'm showing you a model of 4 paragraphs here to make it shorter for you. An introduction, 2 body paragraphs for, and 2 body paragraphs against, and a conclusion. What about the language? The language is formal, so you need formal language. Um, you need also an introduction, and in the introduction, you do not mention your opinion. Here, you just introduce your topic or give background information about your topic. Like social media has become an integral part of modern life, connecting people across the globe. While it offers numerous benefits, such as facilitating communication and sharing information, it also raises concerns about its impact on mental health. So here you talked about uh, some positive and negative points, or both views now. You're presenting both views that you will talk about later in details in the main body paragraphs. This is really important to write this sentence, and this is called the thesis statement. The thesis statement is a sentence that we write at the end of the introduction, and this sentence summarizes the content of your essay, what you're going to tackle or discuss in the main body paragraphs later. So look at the thesis statement. This essay will explore the multifaceted say to the effects of social media on mental well-being, examining both its positive and negative consequences. So it shows me what you're going to tackle now. Let us start this paragraph with, on the one hand, social media can have a positive impact. So we'll talk now about a positive impact. Look at this introduction. Look at this paragraph. This is called a topic sentence. The first sentence of this paragraph is called a topic sentence. This sentence, the topic sentence, summarizes what the paragraph will be about. So if you read it, you will understand what this paragraph will be about. It will be about what? The positive impact of social media on mental health. And you will give some details. They support it with examples. Let's see. It provides a platform for individuals to connect with like-minded people, share experiences, and seek support. Online communities can offer a sense of belonging and reduce feelings of isolation. Additionally, social media can be source of inspiration, motivation, and positive enforcement. For me, I would recommend to put an example here. For example, or for instance, show me some examples of motivation and inspiration that social media adds. But I wanted to show you the essay in one page. That's why I didn't make it long. I made it a sample, a short one. But you can add an example, and you need to. You have to do it. By following accounts that promotes positively mindfulness and self-care, individuals can improve their mental well-being. So these are the positives. Now we're going to shift to the negatives. On the other hand, the excessive use of social media can have detrimental effects on mental health. Constant exposure to carefully curated images and idealized lifestyles can lead to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. The pressure to present a perfect image online can contribute to anxiety and consequences and depression. Furthermore, look at the language, look at the linking words. Furthermore, the one hand and the other hand, additionally. Furthermore, cyberbullying and online harassment can have severe psychological consequences, including anxiety, depression, and even suicidal thoughts. In conclusion, how do we start the conclusion? By saying, in conclusion, social media, double-edged sword. While it can offer numerous benefits, it's essential to use it responsibly and to be aware of its potential negative effects on mental health. By setting limits, practicing mindfulness, and seeking support when needed, individuals can harness the positive aspects of social media while minimizing its negative impact. I feel that here he's balanced, and this is called balanced considerations in the conclusion. He's not still balanced, he's not expressing his opinion and going to one of both sides, if you've noticed it. So we've read it together now. Let's go and analyze this. This passage, this essay actually, what is the purpose of the for and against this in Europe? Yes. So the purpose of a for and against essay is to discuss both views, two sides, fairly. Is it written formal or informal register? Of course, it's formal. What is the structure that we use for and against essay that should follow? We have a title, we have an introduction, we have two paragraphs for, two paragraphs against, and a conclusion. Is it important to include a title? Of course. If I'm gonna read, if you read, can you read any topic or any essay or anything without reading the title? You will get lost. So the title will tell you what you're gonna read about. Okay, so now let's move to the next step. This is the model of an essay. I want you to label it. Which one is the introduction? Which one is the body paragraph one, body paragraph two, and to conclusion? Can you please have a look at it and think of your answers? Okay, so which one is the introduction? Yes, we cannot start the introduction with one on the one hand, or in conclusion, or while storytelling. So we can start with this storytelling, an ancient art form, and so on. So it's talking about storytelling here. Um, can you find a thesis statement in this introduction? Some people believe in its importance to shape our understanding of the past, while others think that it's not objective to it. So I know now that you're going to talk about these 2 points in the coming 2 paragraphs or 4 paragraphs. So start your first point. On the one hand, storytelling. How do you know that this is the first paragraph? Because it's on the one hand. I cannot start with while, or on the other hand, then again, the next one is on the other hand. No. So on the one hand first. On the one hand, the stories have the ability to transport us to different worlds and times, and so on. Continue. Then while storytelling, while storytelling can be a powerful tool, it's important to recognize its limitations. So look at this topic sentence at the beginning of this paragraph. It shows me that you're going to talk about the limitations here. So usually when you write the first sentence of your paragraph called topic sentence, try to show me what this paragraph is talking about. You try to be clear. Try to summarize this paragraph in this sentence. Then the conclusion, you start with in conclusion, storytelling is an essential part of the human experiences, an effective tool that can be used to educate and entertain and so on. Okay, so this is very good. Let's move to, so this is the essay written in front of you here. Now I'll give you a task. This task, I want you to do it so in a Google form. So what are the touristic attractions of Bahrain and what do you feel when you see tourists saying good words about Bahrain? And we need to do this task. Should countries encourage tourism? Discuss. Write a short essay of 4 paragraphs about. So you'll find the task, but actually the task will not be 120 to 160 words in the class. It might be that because we write it only in 20 to 15 minutes in the session, but in our classes. But now online, you can take your time, no problem. So I made it 250 to 300 words in the Google form. So that's all about the for and against essays. So let's recap together what to do and how to write a for and against essay. So again, you need 6 paragraphs, title, introduction, 2 paragraphs for, 2 paragraphs against, a conclusion. Each paragraph starts with a topic sentence. In the introduction, you need to have a thesis statement. Your language is formal. You use formal linking words. You use passive. You avoid informal language and the chatty person. Avoid expressing your feelings. Avoid using personal narrative. So that's all about for and against essays. Thank you, everyone, and stay safe.